Hey there, what's happening? This is me and Heart and I. I'm going to go over some things on lateral flexion, vertical flexion, or softness, or collection. I'm going to break down the hindquarters and the front quarters a little bit. These are just a couple things that folks have had questions about, so I'm going to kind of show you how I'd work on them. The first thing is going to be, I'm riding this in a halter because I figured it don't really matter what's on their head. It's about making sense to them. So I'm going to show you that, and pretty much everybody's got a halter because they got to catch their horse. So see, my horse is kind of messing around there. So I'm going to draw. This is my lateral flexion. When I do this, I want my horse thinking this way, and I'd like him to be not in a hurry, not moving around, not fidgeting. I'd like his face to look, just like it did there for a second. Here it comes. See, his mind is this way. He's standing steady. Now we're gonna, see his mind left again. We're gonna draw it back. Now we're gonna open the door and see if he'll follow our feel through here. Rock back on his left hind leg. See, you hadn't found a good rhythm yet. There it is. That's the way. Alright, you got to think through there a little bit more, my friend. Right there, that's just right. And while I'm doing the front quarters there, when I separate it, it's important. It's a transition. The weight has to transition. So here, for this horse to roll his hindquarters, he's got to pick himself up, and I have my rein right along the neck. That's super important. Another thing that's important is see all the licking and the chewing and my horse breathing and relaxing. That's the point of this. This is like, they're handy maneuvers because you use them for everything. It helps you separate ends of the horse. But more than anything is you want them to be relaxing to them. So when you do them, it causes them peace. So that way when the heat comes up and you start actually using them for things, they don't get frazzled. So I'm here, I have my flexion. He's not quite there, he's thinking back to me. So if I want to roll these hindquarters, I'm just going to tighten my left calf. And see, that shoulder's a little stuck. I'd like it there. That shoulder's picked up nice. Now watch, the weight has to transition out and back. The shoulders have to reach and open. Come on through there. Find your spot. There you go. So that helps the horse separate the hind from the front. And as you're going, you don't want to get in a hurry to turn them too fast, because then they get anxious. They worry about stepping on themselves. But if you slow it down and let them find a rhythm and find a place to turn, it can be pretty helpful. But the most important thing that I see people have a hard time with is going from here, which is having the shoulder picked up, having the horse spin around laterally. He's thinking towards us. I feel him. He's soft from his tail to the tip of his nose. And now watch. When I go to leave, I break the center line. I come off my horse's neck. I give him a place to go. I don't pull him back. See there, he's too far forward. I'm not going to pull him back. I'm going to let him find that spot right there. See, he's got to come back a little more. There, he's finding it. Right there. And so you're guiding them there. If you start doing too much, you'll get to wrestling them, and they'll get to fighting the bit, and everything will be heavy, and it'll be pretty tough to do. But that's super important because, like, say you've got to do anything, you've got a cow, you've got to get her beat this way, and then you better be able to get back, and you better be able to have your horse think through and beat her this way. And like, this horse is a fairly good sized horse, but he can move in a way that's helpful, so, but to do that rollback, my horse has to have his weight over his hocks. I got to be able to time up with the front feet and have him come through to clear that shoulder and wait on me. But I get all those things to where they work for me from here. Because I got to take that little bit where there's just a little delay in our communication. I've got to get to where anytime I draw down this rein, his mind comes. And then look at the other things you can do with this hindquarters, front quarters. You can work your leg yield from here. Oh, you got to pick your shoulder up. Try and overflex a little. Good. Good. Now reach the hindquarters more even. Good. With this same flexion, you can have your horse back in arcs. And it all comes from the same place as getting that connection of this rein or whatever you're using to their mind, so that these maneuvers cause them peace and they start to hunt for them. Let's see. Oh, a little too far ahead. Right there's a spot. Oh, a little too far ahead. I'm going to help you. Right there's a little better. Right, oh yeah, that's best. This ground's a little tough here. So on my vertical flexion or my soft feel or my collection, I'll show you from a couple different sides here. But when I draw my reins in, I want my horse to reach for me. I want it to be like when I pick up here and I'm sitting and I'm ready, he comes back and he checks in, and we'd like him to be square, ideally. And you don't want to just think in terms of his head. You want his body to be picked up underneath you like that. Right there, he's ready to lope off, or he's ready to come back. And so once you get these lateral movements good, to where they're like this, and you put your leg on and move the hindquarters, and he understands, and you put your leg on and you can move the whole horse over, well, then you can start working on it here and just moving little pieces of it, and move up a little stuck, move the hindquarters, rock the weight back, maybe leg yield to the right. Oh, you got to pick that shoulder up. Oh yeah, good. Get over that hind foot, come back, maybe think on through here on your turn. That's better. And now if I make it a little interesting and challenging for him and have him reaching through like that, I'm going to slow it down to finish. Up, see, he's in a little hurry. Right there, it's going to get smooth. He's thinking about that other horse right there. Right there's better. So you're just trying to help them find that sweet spot. Oh, that's good. That sweet spot where they're balanced and they're turned loose. So anytime I ask them something, it's willing communication. He's not fussing with me. We're working together. And it's real helpful if you can get the collection part of it where they get ready and they get round right here underneath you, because then you can go take off that way or you can come back. See, like here, when my horse's mind gets distracted, look what I can use to shape that up. Because when his mind gets distracted, his body's going to get stiff. See how he kind of drifted to the right there? So now, see, now he's kind of stuck, so I'm going to square him up. There you go. And now he's back with us, and then he's going to find a spot to get good here, and he's going to work his mouth and relax a little. So you can use this soft feel or collection or tuck in the chin or whatever the heck you want to call it to get your horse to let down. And you can use it to get them powerful too, because if you can get that shape, they'll stop real hard. They'll turn around pretty good because you can get the weight over there so they can really reach and open up with the front end. You'll be able to open gates and stuff like that. And it's just a little bit easier when you pick up on your horse and they come to you. And a way that I enjoy to work on it. So see my horse keeps looking to the right. Well, there, bam, there's my right flexion. He suggested, I say, oh, that's a great idea. Let's roll these hindquarters. A little bit more. Come on, reach in there. You get distracted, we'll head the way you're thinking. Come on, open them shoulders up. Come on now. Open them shoulders up. Hustle through. Oh, that's pretty good. Now let's think over this way. So see, my horse lost focus a little bit there. So that's a great time for me to go to work. When he's doing good and he's being peaceful, I'll leave him alone. Okay, good. He's hurrying less there. I'm feeling this rib cage, that it's soft, and he's coming to me, and I'm trying to get his tempo a little smoother. The weight shift is good. Too far ahead. Got to find your place. Right there's your place. Too far ahead. Right there. That's the way, buddy. Good effort. See, he starts thinking about something else again. If he took his head real slow, I wouldn't worry about it. But the way he kind of yanked his head to look over there, his mind is having a hard time staying. So I'm going to help him by occupying him and showing him good ways to move around here. Good. That's nice and loose. Let's see. Can we ride him ahead? Get square. Good. Ooh. Oh yeah, balance. Rock back. Good. Another good thing to do once you start getting the horse soft here is learn to feel what they feel like under you. Are they straight? Are they crooked? I mean, what do you got going there? That's what you need to feel of, and it's hard to do that if you can't get them to come here and feel of you. So, like say I want to lean my weight out over to this left side. See, I got to move that just right there. You see how he can rock this way? Right there. Or I can rock back. Or I can roll forward. Or I can roll forward over my left leg. Or I can roll forward over my right leg. Get square. Balance on that bubble where everything's light. And you don't want this to weigh anything. You'd like it to where you could just put the reins over your fingers and do it with your legs. I think a spot that folks have a hard time sometimes is they grab the reins a little too fast, and then they pull a little too much and they got a bit in there or something. I'm not against bits, but if you're pulling on them, it causes the horse to get a little anxious. So they're shooting themselves on the foot. It makes it tough for them to get this. But what I do is when I draw on these reins, see, I got to get his mind back. When I draw on these reins, I take enough slack to get it changed, and the rest I do with my legs. Like right there's right rib was in the way just a touch. Right there, he's almost perfectly centered. He's balancing just right, a little ahead. Right there's perfect. See, it results in pretty quick feedback of him working his mouth and things like that, and hopefully being able to stay here and focus just a little bit longer. But those are a couple ways that I'd work at my turnaround and how I would break it down. Like with your turn, see, he just provided me another wonderful opportunity to turn. So with your turn, make sure they're looking like he is, and then you're going to extend the right hand, no leg. If the horse is trying, see, now when he's on his hindquarters, I'll turn my leg on. But see, when he gets right there on his front quarters, I'll take my leg off. Where he's reaching those front quarters. See, he's too far ahead, so I'll put my leg on to help him. Now I'll take it off. Oh, right there where he finds that rhythm, I'll turn him loose because he got a little bit better. So you want to use 1/8 at a time. I'm going to back him up because this ground isn't very level right there. Good. Feel those feet reaching nice. Good. Go ahead. Shake it on out. You looking at Bing down there? He ain't going to help you none. Okie dokie. Wonderful. See, that's willing communication. And you could have him put his head wherever he wants. But that's where he's reaching for right now, and that's probably what kind of feels the best to him at the moment. So here, I'll draw. Look, that's turned loose. That's the mind coming through right away. Tighten the left calf. Roll the hindquarters until, whoops, he stung himself a little there. Roll the hindquarters until the horse finds his balance spot and there's no weight on this lead rope or your leg, and there's no tension in the body. Right there. Weight shift, too far forward, finding it right there. There you go. He gave us another opportunity. Open the door. Switch it to roll in the hindquarters. Change the system up a little bit. It sees a little stuck. Just wait on him. Roll the hindquarters. Speed that right hind leg up just a fuzz. Oh, there, it's weightless. Shift the weight. Feel the front feet reach through, a little too far ahead. Got in your own way. Just right. Keep reaching. Come on. That a boy. That's all I want is for you to put your effort into it. As soon as he tries, as soon as he gets to where he tries as hard as he can, and he's giving it his effort, and I'm asking him as well as I can, that's what I'm looking for. But when he's kind of marginal, I'm gonna kind of bother him. That's when I'll use my aids. That's when I'll kind of work on my teaching. Is when he's not quite there, I'll do a little bit more to get his attention. But when you do a little bit more, you got to do it so you can do less. If you're doing a little bit more just to do a little bit more, then it's a physical war, and we don't want that. So I hope that helps with breaking down some of the flexions and breaking down the hindquarters, front quarters maneuver. I really like it. That's how I like to work a cow outside and things like that. It has the horse take off on the correct lead, and they're real powerful and don't have to take a bunch of extra steps. I can also complete neural circuits with the horse and get them balanced in some rhythm, which is real helpful as you get those maneuvers fluid. So those are just a couple reasons, or a couple rewards of working on it. But anywho, thank you guys for watching, and if you got more things you'd like us to kind of show you or help you with, just send them in and we'll get to them as we can.